All right, guys, I got another really awesome thing here from the guys at Mind Pump. And I know I've been putting a lot of these out lately from Mind Pump, all these screen videos and stuff. But, you know, I admit it, I am kind of an evangelist for this podcast, for what they do. I just think they do awesome work. And I think it's a great podcast that's worth listening to and checking out. But anyway, you saw the title. At first, I thought, okay, this might be a little bit controversial, at least the way that they explain it about cheat meals. But the more I listened to it a couple of times now, this segment, and I really agree with them more and more. You don't want to have a dysfunctional relationship with food. And yeah, I mean, just listen to what they say. It may not be the best way in how to explain it, at least like kind of the middle part of it, but what Sal says at the end of it is it just puts everything together, and that it's that aha moment. So I'm also going to include the second question. Well, not the second question, this whole thing, but like you see the top question up there about the cheat meal, and then the one after that says, "How do I stick to my diet when I eat out with friends and family?" So I'm gonna put that one in there too. It's kind of connected. So yeah, just check it out and let me know what you think.
Is it okay to have a cheat meal every week, or will that totally mess up my progress?
I hate this.
Yeah, so it's okay. So physiologically, one meal a day is a cheat meal. Is it going to mess up my progress? No, but here's what you are doing. You are moving towards a dysfunctional relationship with food.
That's right.
You're looking at food like relationship cheat or right and wrong, and I'm the wrong, I'm off, I'm going off the rails. This totally encourages restrict binge type behavior. There is no cheat meal. There is no this. It's balance. So what does that look like? Well, I have dinner out with my wife once a week. So that's the time that I will eat off my plan and eat more for palatability and connection than I am for fat loss and muscle gain. That's it. When people have a cheat meal, boy, does this turn into this. I've never seen this move someone in a better direction where they have a more sustainable, relaxed, healthy relationship to food. This does the opposite.
I just think it's so funny, and why this is even an argument and a debate, because we're talking about food. Because if we were talking about the relationship with anything else in our life, the idea of cheating every week would be a horrible strategy.
I get one night a week I can have
Hey,
an orgy.
I'm trying to work on monogamy with my spouse and stuff like that. If I just had one cheat meal a week, would I be okay? I mean, if we were talking about cheating or in anything else, when it comes to improving your relationship in anything else, that would be a horrible strategy. Yet we justify it when it comes to food. It makes no sense.
People
I don't understand that either. And like, why not take the error and attention out of something as opposed to intensifying it?
That's what you did. 100%. So this came from the bodybuilding space. This is where cheat diets came from, because they're so restricted throughout the whole week that they look forward to that one meal when I get to eat my 3 double burgers from In-N-Out or whatever. That was actually a very popular thing for one point. Yeah. So no, don't worry about that. Don't think about it as a cheat meal. Because here's what happens. I start looking forward to my cheat meal.
Fixated on that.
My entire week is about that one meal I get on Saturday. Oh my God, I'm going to go crazy with it. It's like, what kind of relationship are you developing around food when you do that? And is that one that's sustainable in a way to where, because here's what you want to be ideally. You want to be fit, healthy, relatively lean, and it's relaxed. I'm not counting calories all the time. I'm not struggling over here and then I go and cheat over there. It's just this. You know what this looks like? If you extend it, this is like the people who diet for a vacation, go on vacation, and then the vacation becomes all about food.
Yeah,
you know, it's a similar.
Don't conflate what we're saying by you can never have a double cheeseburger. Because it's not that at all. It's that the way you're framing it by saying it's a cheat meal or a cheat day is where you're going wrong. Not having the double cheeseburger, that's not what's wrong. That's still fuel. That still has protein. That still has fat. That still like it just counts as calories. It's not cheating or not cheating. It's like you got to get away from that mindset, because that's what's setting you up for the failure and what's wrong. It's not us being high and mighty and be like, you should never cheat on. Well, no, it's not cheating.
No, it's some meals are more for palatability, some are for connection, some are for celebrating.
Sometimes
for health.
Sometimes you eat over your calorie budget. Sometimes you eat under your calorie budget. It's like that's a better way to frame it, because you're only making the whole binge restrict thing worse for the average person. And so I've always hated this conversation and argument with people. It's like It's not a cheat meal. It's not a thing that you should plan to do. It's that
this points to the fact that I hate my diet so much, my daily eating so much, that I have to have that one break a week.
Yes.
If you hate how you eat so much throughout the week that you have to have that
in
one
this
break,
prison cell, then all of a sudden you can just jump out.
you married the wrong diet.
How do I stick to my diet when I eat out with friends or family?
Listen, you're not struggling with your weight because of the times you eat out with your friends and family. Unless you eat out with your friends and family every day. Like if this is an everyday thing, well, that's a different conversation. But when people stress about this, it's typically like, oh God, I'm going to my nephew's birthday, or Sunday night's dinner at my parents' house, or Friday night I go out to dinner with my wife. How do I? That's the time you enjoy yourself.
Listen,
you enjoy something
it's not
different
even,
about the food.
I don't even think that's it. Okay, I eat out every day. Every day I eat out at least once, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 times. It's what you choose.
Sure.
You can go out to eat. I mean, we're in a place now where
That's the other coin. That's the other side of the coin.
yes. It's eating out isn't making anybody fat. It's the things that you're choosing to eat when you eat out. It's the 4 pints of beer, the pizza, and the chicken nuggets that you decided to eat. And you could have ordered the salmon and rice and vegetable meal, and you chose not to when you ate out. Eating out, rarely ever do I find a place. I guess if you're eating out is McDonald's and Burger King and places like that, but most restaurants have a healthy choice.
Start with the protein.
And if you have a lot of friends and you go out all the time, I'm not telling you not to do that. I'm just saying follow the other rules that we said. Choose something eat a whole steak or chicken and eat that first, and then follow it with your vegetables. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You do not need to. It doesn't need to be this like, only you can enjoy your meals and go crazy.
Have to live in Tupperware.
Yeah, and you don't have to live in Tupperware. It's like, well, make good choices when you eat out at the restaurant, and you'll be all right.
Should I be taking any supplements to help burn fat or build muscle while I'm dieting?
No, no, you shouldn't. But there are some that may help. When you're cutting your calories, a multivitamin starts to become more important, because as you reduce your food intake, so do you.
All right, that's also really good. I could have kept on playing that one too, but that would probably be for its own video. But again, I was going to say, boom, mic drop at the end of that first question that I had there, because that just highlights, how much you hate your diet if that's the way that you live. It's certainly not how I do it. Not to say that I'm some professional bodybuilder or some most amazingly aesthetic looking body or anything like that. But I think for me, this is just me, I have a pretty good relationship with food. I'm not obsessed with it. I'm not thinking, oh man, I can have that cheat meal later in the week. I'm just going to have this completely dialed in diet. For most people, that's really not how you want to live. And you want to be like most people. That's who I kind of want to reach out to. I'm not trying to get out to the most advanced person who has a bodybuilding show in a couple of months and they need to be shredded down to 5 or 6% body fat or whatever. Not my area of expertise. But for the normal person, I like that when he says you marry the wrong diet right there. Yeah, it's just don't think of it that way. Don't frame it that way. You have, okay, so you might, if you're counting your calories, I don't really do that at this point. I kind of eyeball it. Whether you're going over or under in a given day, that would be the most important. But you can go over some days. It's the average. You're going over one day and maybe a little bit down the next day. It's not a big deal. For me, this is just me again, but my main goal is to get my protein targets in. I have a number that I want to reach every day, and most days I might go just a little bit under it, but that's okay. It's in the long run. But I'm not thinking in terms of cheat meals or anything like that. I just think that is not a healthy place to be. Again, it just highlights how much you hate your diet. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. And let's see, what episode was this? This was last week sometime. February 12th. So yeah, if you want to check out just the whole thing, the whole episode here is just stop trying to go from 30% to 10% body fat and do these 3 things instead. So yeah, you have to listen to the whole thing. Well, you can see the main points right there. Get stronger, get healthier, change your relationship with food, and that's what we're talking about now. So you want to check that out, get the podcast or check out the YouTube version, whatever. Let me know what you think.